Hello, 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 hello. Hello and welcome to Khosi Nation Fan TV. I am Pelo. That's weird. I am your host, and this is where fans meet and talk about Kaizer Chiefs, Khosi Football Club. My voice disappears every video. So today, guys, we're talking about the potential loan of Evidence Mahopa from Orlando Pirates to Chiefs. So we kind of touched on this last week, but we did not like go deep into it. But we kind of just talked about it because, as you know, if you've been watching EPSL or even not even EPSL, if you know anything about Orlando Pirates, you will know Guti they basically signed Evanga. Those were the two strikers that they signed, Evanga, Mahopa, and then they saw Guti these guys will not make sure. So on top of that, they decided, you know what, let's add to Erasmus. They're like, we're not happy. Let's add to Mabena. Well, Mabena and I have to Mabena. Then they decided to add the Cameroonian striker. So we Pirates right now, who Erasmus is not performing well. On top of that, you also have, because he scored in his first few games, even against the Sundowns, Mahopa or Evanga. I think Evanga, Upepra, they even loaned him out to Amazul. I mean, Imaresburg United. So with regards to Pirates striking department, it's shambles. It's just all over the place. And because of that, now they also want to loan out Evidence Makgopa. So I want to hear what you guys think as well about this whole situation, Ska Evidence Makgopa, because it's a very interesting thing. Because whether you like it or not, whatever that happens at Pirates, especially when it comes to a striker being available, it affects the Chiefs. Any striker that becomes available becomes something that Chiefs is associated with, because if just give me a second, I want to confirm something about H. Mahopa because I ended up not checking. Yeah, he's only 22. So Uguti, if the Pirates say they are loaning him out, obviously it's highly unlikely Uguti they can just sell their best player to Chiefs. But there is a possibility ukuthi since they want him to get game time, if the Chiefs are really not as smart as I think or hope they should be, being desperate, you could see a team like Chiefs actually taking Mahopa. I am saying that because really confidence at times with how we do things has dropped, and I wouldn't be shocked if I woke up tomorrow or beginning of this next season, and then the next thing I hear, oh, Chiefs have actually signed Evidence Mahopa on a 6 month or on a year-long deal, because Mahopa is only 22. So a Pirates, when they signed him, they were not just signing him for the short term or ukuthi kuyi-prime yakhe. They signed him knowing ukuthi there's still a lot of players, there's still a lot of work that needs to be done with him. Now, my problem, obviously, is that knowing my Chiefs, knowing my Kaizer Chiefs, is that even in our striking department, we are struggling, right? We are struggling. But does that mean all of a sudden we need to evidence Mahopa? No, I don't think so. Because Uzo Wenzan, I mean, he's struggling at Pirates. He's only played 2% of the games, like of the minutes that Pirates has had this season, of the available minutes that he could have played this season. Has only played 2%. 2%, right? So that's my thing. If that's the case, then you cannot go out there and just say, no, we're going to sign him because he's available. But the reality is, I'm trying to remove this thing, the thing from yesterday. Uguti, you cannot like say Chiefs won't do it. So we need to talk about it as fans, because it's something that could just happen. So we might as well anticipate it as it is right now, because there could well be a, 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 a conversation that could be had. yokuthi maybe iPirates or i-agent kaMahopa, because if i-agent yakhe is smart enough, they could also just say no, you did not give our player any game time the entire season, and now you've signed Erasmus on top phekwakhe kunolepasa ngale, who's performing kwi-super sport, who's going to come back end of the season. So essentially i-Pirates now have how many strikers ahead of Mahopa? They have Evanga ahead of him. They have Umabena, who is leaving. They can say no, he's old. But there is basically Evanga ahead of him. There is the Cameroonian striker ahead of him. There is Uchuka Manja ahead of him. There is also the Cameroonian striker. I don't know if I'm counting him for the second time. But he's just behind four people. Right now, we can count Chukamanja, Erasmus, Cameroonian striker. I forgot his name. Leango Nyale. Let me confirm his name and not call him. And not call him. And not call him Ingwenya. And not call him Ingwenya, guys. Because I need to make sure I don't want to keep on calling him Ingwenya. Sign striker, not stickers. Ngifuna striker, man. So ngifuna ukumbiza ngegama because I don't want to keep on calling him the Cameroonian striker. Yes. Umaru so why, oh my god, lanzima igama. Umaru so why bo. Ngizombiza ngoMaru. That's what I'm just gonna call him. Yeah, so Umaru. Umaro, yes, let's just call him Umaro or Maro. I don't even know how to call him. So there is Uchuka Manja, there's this Maro gentleman. There is also, yeah, Chukamanja, Maro, Erasmus, Evanga, Ulepasa Maibuya. So where is he going to play? So Vele, his way could be ukuthi they are loaning him out of a Pirates, but it could be also ukuthi they will just be selling him. And if they do sell him to Chiefs, Chiefs can say, no, we have like a strong foot in these negotiations because you are not even using the player. So we want the player, because the Chiefs can do that. Because my thing is that Chiefs likes signing players because they're available, not because we need them. So I will not dismiss or even say that thing is not possible, because it's very much possible. There is the poll, by the way. You can vote ukuthi, do you think this makes sense for Chiefs to go out and get Mahopa from Ilokunja, from the Pirates, or do you think it doesn't make sense? So you can also tell me. Maybe I need to add the name on the title, because people don't even know who Mahopa is. Abanye abantu. Evidence. Ubufakazi, Nkosi yami. He's not evidencing anything lapha kwi-Pirates. By the way, please do like the video. Let me read. Simba is saying that was wrong. Why loan him to another team? Because he's not playing Simba with Pirates, so they're thinking they should just loan him. Usbusiso Man is saying Mahopa is a defender striker. We already have Caleb, who only score penalties. Kaizer Chiefs deserve better. Not lenkomo awubakithi wavele walwa noMahopa ebusuku. Why are you fighting uMahopa at this time of the day? I think it's like, if you're bringing in a striker like uMahopa with Chiefs, you have Caleb, who's kind of the similar striker in terms of build, in terms of what you expect from him, right? Because he's this tall guy who can hold up play up front, and then he can like wait for the people who are coming at him, and then he can pass the ball, and then we attack midfield, our opponents. But the question is, do you really need two Caleb kind of strikers? I'm not even talking about how much chances he's been missing, right, to Caleb. I'm just talking about, do we need a striker who looks like Caleb at this point? Because Mina, I feel like if you're going to have strikers in your team, you don't want to have the same kind, especially if you are Kaizer Chiefs. You don't want to have, like, how can I put this? You don't want to have a like for like sub in a game, because we've seen this thing so many times. Uguti, we come with plan A into games, right? And then second half something just happens. Maybe the other coach changes a tactics up. So when, if on your bench you have the exact replica of the player who's already playing, and that game plan that requires that kind of striker to be playing is not working, you can't then say, okay, to refresh my team, I will bring in the player who's exactly like the one that is already playing and is not being effective. That doesn't work, because basically you are doing a like for like sub, and like for like subs are good if you are just trying to refresh the legs. Like if you are saying, okay, right now, take for instance, take Umat Nostebe. Umat Nostebe are like two similar players, right? If you look at them at times, you just see working hard and they can pass the ball. But if you're playing them at the same time, sometimes it's redundant because they're doing the same thing, right? And if you have someone else who can do something different from the two, or if you're playing them at a different position, like omunye 6, omunye 8, it's a different outcome that you get than both of them playing as a 6. I am just saying, it's a side note, it's not even something that major. But I'm saying, if you're going to have a like for like change, it's good if you're taking out Umat and bringing in Ustebe. If you're trying to say, okay, this system is working, but Umat is tired, so I'm bringing in Ustebe as a like for like change. But if you're saying, nope, siyadliwa, Caleb is not working, but let's bring in Mahopa. How is he going to give you anything different? Because they are similar in their play. But let me read your comments. Umxolisi is saying, Olampilo awe Mxolisi. Awusibongo Buko says, Ayingeke. Only player I would take at Pirates is Lodge Ka, because he would fit in very well with Chiefs and the style of play. I mean, I would take no team. Would Vele we can't buy a team from Pirates, but he's that player. Pirates actually have a lot of good players. Even Undlondlo would fit at Chiefs. I will tell you now, he's a different player that Chiefs ended up not signing. But Undlondlo would have fit his style as a Chiefs very much. Obviously, again, now people are talking about Undlondlo gets bullied off the ball easy, but he would still fit kwi-Chiefs as long as ezokwazi ukuthi ibhola lifika kuye uyalirelease as soon as it arrives, because une-range of passing right, and uyakwazi ukuthi avele adlule nje kumuntu, simple enough. So he would still fit kwi-Chiefs, but not Mahopa. I'm just saying Sibongo Buko, because you are saying only Lodge. I think I can look for another player who can fit. Next one, Usbongo Book is saying Lord should improve our squad massively up front if they would just lure him to Natura Natru as a free agent. Is he coming to an end of his contract? And also, if he comes to Chiefs, angifili leyo move for two reasons. One, Lodge is starting to have these injuries that are recurring every season. Like since ajola no Natasha nje uselimala njalo ngiyadlala. I am joking. Natasha didn't make Uloch get injured all the time. I'm kidding. But I'm saying Uloch has been getting injured a lot of late, and that worries me because, once again, as I've said before, key players like Aboloch, you don't want them to get injured, because then you are left stranded. Because if you have a player who is as good as Uloch, then usually your team play and everything, it ends up depending on him, not depending on him. You kind of set the game around that player. Like if you have a Messi, he's nowhere near the level of Messi, but I'm saying would say there are levels, but still in a team with Lodge will be built around him in a way. So if you build a team around a person and then they get injured, then sinking in. So that is why the most dependable players that teams are built around are usually always available and fit. Ronaldo, Messi, De Bruyne lapho kwi-City, Salah kwi-Liverpool, even though Bruno Fernandes kwi-United. ibhola linikezwa yena, then he finds the right pass, and then he finds Rashford or something like that. So if you're going to get a player to your team and then they get injured all the time, then you're shooting yourself in the foot. So yeah, that's the thing I think would be the problem with Uloch, but he's a good player regardless. Out there saying Olampilo Mfethu, hope right, I'm good, but for me I would accept any striker in place of Caleb. Ah, need what? I will take any striker in place of Caleb, really, but Panpilo, our coaching won't be the same as Pirates coaching. He can do better than Kaylee Kazwane. Ngithe mina ngeke ngisho lutho negative ngoCaleb, so ngizothatha opinion yakho and move with it. um Uspecially saying, please, we know we already have Caleb. I mean, he's not even a regular starter or even a pirate. So at Pirates, so no, Super Sport or Golden Arrows, even Swallows are better suited for him. Yeah, I think Vele, this thing will I'm bringing it up here because I know Guti sooner or later he will be linked with the Chiefs because each Chiefs needs a striker and the striker is about to be available. So that is why I'm bringing this up with you. So one might end up happening Vele Uguti who's this Ulepasa will move from Super Sport back to Pirates, and then they will still take Mahopa, so they'll just swap the strikers. And Mahopa will get there go Super Sport because they play to his strengths and he will dominate again. And then Pirates will end up getting the boy back. Maybe things won't work again, and then they'll just end up releasing him or something like that. Wow, camera and lighting was right, Ibu. Yeah, not bad. Anyways, Usimba is saying, but there was madness from Pirate. But abanandaba phela vele, because they have already a lot of strikers, so that's why they don't care whether they release Mahopa or not at this point. Usbongo Buko says, if we could get the striker coach who came at Pirates, Dupreez would start scoring goals, and hopefully Caleb would start to improve his movement off the ball as the coach's striker with Premier League. Bruh, this is what I was saying. Like even on that video that I made about Chiefs signing, me asking Chiefs to sign a striker coach. Uguti, I'm gonna sound like a broken record to those who've been watching me for the very longest time. Uguti, if Rashford, a prolific striker like Rashford, needs a striker coach, then why do we think players who are playing in the Premier Soccer League don't need a striker coach, right? If Marcus Rashford, with his quality, needs a striker coach, are you telling me that our Caleb, our Ashley, they don't need a striker coach? Doesn't make sense, because if a player who's there needs a striker coach, then why would you not give a striker coach for a player who's here? With all respect to Dupree and Caleb, you can't make sense of it, right? So it's just a thing. It's just a thing that we do, but it actually does not make any sense. So yeah, it's something that needs to be moved. That needs to be looked at. Olis is saying that is a right move. I got explain Lutung Olis is just saying that and is out of there. Guys, please, there's a link to become a member to this channel. You get early access to content. You get loyalty badges next to your name, and you also get priority reply to your comments. My comment after I release videos, and you also get to suggest content that you want us to talk about in this channel. It's only 20 rands per month. You can just join by clicking the link. It's super easy. It's barely an inconvenience. You just click and then they tell you to enter your details. You enter your details, then you click, then join. Congratulations. It's easy as that. So yeah, 20 rands per month. It also helps me to make this channel much better, the quality of the things, the lighting, the cameras and stuff like that. So thank you to those who have joined, and I'm looking forward to having more people join. kuma live streams, because the few people, the recent people who have joined like abanye bajoine after my live streams. So if you're joining after live stream, that's still okay. But it also brings a smile to my face if people join while we're live, because it kind of motivates everyone else ukuthi yeah, because I know just Pesihle, I think it was just Pesihle as well who joined. I just saw good membership, but oh, there's another member. So thank you for those of you who are actually joining. Anyways, let me continue with the next one. Especially saying Pirates is linked with a Kenyan striker already. There is Mabasa on loan at Sekukune. I even forgot about Mabasa. At Sekukune, there is Radio Pane on loan. Oh, I forgot even about Radio Pane on loan at Cape Town Spurs. So why do they need another one? Angithi they don't need that's why they are releasing Mahopa. That's why I mean they are loaning out to Mahopa, because they know ukuthi they have too many strikers who are available to them. So someone said they signed Mahopa because Chiefs wanted him, and the amount of times that they've used him this season make you think maybe they did. But then again, think about it. If the Pirates spent money on Mahopa just because Chiefs needed him, and then they ended up not using him, then that to me says Mahopa wasn't that expensive to begin with. Because if you can just sign someone just to mess with the Chiefs, and you're focusing on people that you actually need, then that means it was like, he's 5 million. I saw now 5 million, maybe can work for us too. I'm just saying. Not saying it's true. I'm just saying. Just putting it out there. Umsawenkosi says you Mahopa wagcina nenukudlala, and if you can't start at Pirates, how can you survive in Chiefs? They should give us Lodge. Ulochi Ulochi I just said about him. Good, my only problem I am injured. Otherwise, he's top tier. He's really good. At some point, I remember after AFCON, I think I'm injured. AFCON yango 20, was it 2020? Where he knocked out to Egypt in Egypt. Not 2020, it was 2018. About Lodge Lap. I never understood why he wasn't getting played. Because people again forget that's one of the reasons why people, I mean, Bruce didn't pick Utemba Zwane for Ibafana Bafana initially, because Utemba Zwane, anytime he went to Ibafana Bafana, he didn't perform. And people forgot to go to Utemba Zwane didn't perform Bafana Bafana. Like on that AFCON tournament, he wasn't performing at all. He was not. Anytime Lodge came on, he did better. Anytime he came on, he did better. He did better. Which maybe also has to do with the fact that he was played as a left winger, but that's the position he played at Sundowns. But now, Bruce's squad, he's playing as a 10, and he plays better. I'm just taking a tangent because I'm entertaining this thing Galoch match. Oh yeah, it was 2017. So Uguti, he really I'm forgetting this thing. Ugutu Lodge proved once again at that time how good he was, and at that time he was like the best player in South Africa, or from South Africa even. At the time, even better than Pace was playing abroad. It's just that he never got his move, because sometimes it's just down to your agents failing to find you a proper move abroad. Because he was really good. He was wanted in Belgium, but somehow the move ended up not materializing. Umxolisi says mfethu Mpilo, me too Mpilo, ndingamthatha yena uTim. Yeah, Tim is top tier. Ukuthi how did we miss abo team nabo angikutshela. uDominic Mcebo seshow Mpilo and Khosi Nation, kungalunga if sizomthenga as we are still building cause usemncane, but if ezobolekisa sorry kodwa uTim pho ke ngeke kwenzeka bra, like we need a defensive midfield. But now it's not like uTim they are replacing him kwi-Pirates. He's playing alongside Umakaula, because now Umakaula is not brought in to replace anyone, or he's brought in to replace or Mtware or Munare, whoever there is. But yeah, that's the thing. Evan says, Khosi Nation, how are you, my big brother? Awe, I'm Yellow Nation. I like your channel. Wow, Evans, I remember you told me this. Yes, you told me this. Yes, today I was looking at, I was telling Umandla, because siyakhuluma nomandla vele even when we are not on this channel. We were talking about how it Chiefs, and I'm not even trying to like make you feel good, Evans, if I'm saying your name right. We were talking about how I think people, this could be a topic for another day. Indaba ye-Sundowns ukuthi, I think we're at a point right now where us as Kaizer Chiefs fans, we don't want to admit sometimes ukuthi Sundowns are ahead of the Chiefs at this moment. Not like ever, but at this moment, ukuthi they're ahead of the Chiefs. And the Chiefs, we're holding on to our past at this moment to a point yokuthi it's going to destroy us. And that is why we end up getting players from Sundowns, and that is why we might just end up getting players from the Pirates on loan, because that would be a disgrace, because we are not doing proper things. Even manje Sundowns, team yakhona events, they are now even promoting youngsters. I know we'll say, hey, we've been promoting youngsters for the longest time. We have, but Sundowns now, they are taking the place here Chiefs. So good, they are making the players, the youngsters shine. So good on you. You must be happy, Evans. Slowly but surely you're catching up with the Chiefs. Now Ngumandla, he's saying, I made it. Ubuguphi. Usuthi you made it. Nje umsako says bring Junior Mendieta, Mayo, Mdantsane, Mabue from Sundowns. If it was that easy, right? If it was that easy, would I just go get them? But it's not that easy with our management, especially because Umabue doesn't even play that much for Sundowns. Mandla is saying, Khosi Nation, why would we sign anyone else who can't score goals, my dad? What is he going to do? Play basketball with Caleb? Let me not laugh. Let me not laugh. Mina, I made a vow, Yogut, I'm not going to say anything negative about Caleb. Umale is saying these non-scoring players must stay at the team's icon. I'm laughing at the comment from Mandla. Umsakosi says, yes, Mandla, he can fit good basketball. And Mandla says, we deserve better. Umsakosi is saying, Dupree has found himself these days in Pilo. Now it's Dupree's from Stellies. I wish he can keep improving day by day, as in one striker we can rely on as a club from now. I think when Msawenkosi, Uzwane is slowly but surely moving Dupree to being a number 9, because Pirate played him as an against Pirate played him as a number 9, right? Yes, Caleb was injured. Or was he? Yeah, he was on the bench. He was coming back from injury or something like that. I think okay, Dupree is going to fit well in the last 8 games for the Chiefs, because teams are gonna keep on being bold. Sorry, I'm checking my thingy. I'm checking how many games we actually have left in the season. The Chiefs has 8 games remaining, right? And the games that we have left: Maritzburg United, Stellenbosch, maybe Stellenbosch are not that far going forward. But if you look at Gallants, they like to play high line. April 15 is Lala Royal AM. Nabo, they will try to press us high. Sekhukhune, they are defensive, so not so much. Cheaper, not super sports. Cape Town City. We're 4 games that are designed for Dupree to shine, because they will be pressing us and playing a high line, and Dupree can exploit those spaces. And we saw it against the Pirates. We saw it against the Kaizer. Dupree can really shine when it comes to exploiting spaces behind my defender. So if they continue and try to press the Chiefs high, they will learn. And then sengifundile from Usimba. Sibongo Boko says, if nje lucky we could get Mayema and forget it. And Mbule from Sundowns, our midfield would be fire. The final third passes in the 18 era would destroy teams in the DStv Premiership. That's like, let me check if that's the right word that I want to use. Need to Google it. Pipe. I'll tell you if the word that I'm looking for is right. Ah, I found it. Um, yes, it's a pipe dream. Yes, I was right. It's a pipe dream. That's not happening. Like Umbule, no Maema, those are two. Especially Maema is a key player for Sundowns. Umbule, they're integrating him to Sundowns even after the allegations. So they are still important to Sundowns. We're not getting those players. Umsawenkos is saying we do have plumbers in the DStv Premier League. Angisho lutho. Simba saying happy the year. Thank you. Our Evan says Chiefs will come all right soon. You just need to add two players or more, then you'll be good. I like to. Yay, ngiyakutshela wena. Chiefs needs two proper strikers, right? We need a proper defensive midfielder and then a left back or a backup left back because Udove will play as a left back. I think the defensive midfield position, because I think once you have a defensive midfielder, that will bring out a different element. Kumat no step. I'm just saying, but that's a topic for another day. But for now, from the 35 votes that I got, 65% of you are saying this would be a bad move, and 34% says this would be a good move. I-move gaga umvuyi i-comment yakhe says gents, Tunosa is miles ahead of us. We are holding on to the past, which has some benefits also. Rodman's final, for example, fire Masilela incorrect offside. Yeah, like Tinavel at this point, even I think in our negotiations, we're holding on to that because Sundowns and under Rulan, they are really getting extremely good. They've been good, but Rulan is just gonna take them to another level, which is something interesting because that will affect whether or not who's this guy. Why am I forgetting? Mangoba Mngitsi is available by the end of the season because the way Urulan has transformed the Sundowns, he might just end up going to another team by the end of the season, which means the Sundowns will be left to Mangoba. No, compel again, and then the process will start again. So it's an interesting dynamic over there, but we've come to the end of the show. We'll talk about those things and some other things. Thank you guys for watching. Go check out the video that I published about some things that you don't want to hear. Thank you so much for watching. I'll see you on the next one, and until next time, remember equals alpelumoy. I forgot again.